trusting me or not trusting me in mixing these sauces. I promise you, you know I would never steer you wrong. I know some people like to heat up their sauce first, but that's too many dishes for me. And I just turn on the fire.
Oh, okay. Alright. Raul lay down. That's what he did. And I don't think this is bright enough. You think so?
Yeah, it's So,
Raul, I don't think it is bright enough. Alright. So Raul laid on the bed, kind of messed it up. Who cares? It's his house. Now, what? You gonna come in the video? Hi guys, welcome back. It's Monday, and I think I'm gonna do a little thing that I feel like needs to be talked about, which is how to deal with bitter exes. It could be a male, it could be a female, whatever it is. They could just be plain bitter in your relationship with your new partner. So, grab your popcorns, grab your little quilt, because I'm going to get real, and it is what it is. Don't mind my little faded out one. Don't mind my faded out one, it's okay. Alright, so, alright. I remember when I started off with Raul, it's kind of like a story time, kind of like it shows growth and everything else. But, you know, when I started out with Raul, I was 22. He was 25, or I was 20. I was young. And he hasn't been with much people, and I have not either, which is a good thing. But a bitter ex is somebody that either did wrong in their relationship with you, or the fact that they can't see you with somebody else, so they try to sabotage your relationship, your new one, deliberately. Now, had I known how to deal with things when I was younger, honey, I would have never entertained it at all. So I'm gonna use me because I've been through it, you know, and it's not putting my business out, it's more showing you the growth from that situation. If you know, you know. If you don't, you're not gonna know no names. I'm not spitting out no names. I'd rather not breathe life into irrelevant people. But I feel like a lot of people don't know how, or maybe some people just don't know how to deal with a bitter ex, and sometimes we're just better off not to just deal with the bitter ex. Let's go. Alright, so Raul never had to deal with a bitter ex of mine, because honestly, I don't play that when it comes to my relationship. Not saying that, oh, it's his fault. Absolutely not, because he was the one that told me they're crazy, don't do this, don't do that. You know, it's beneath you, you're better than that. You know, it's just people talking because they know what they've done, and they just don't want to see other people happy. So that's the thing about a bitter, like I just said, about a bitter ex. They don't want to see you happy. They will create any lie, any facade in order for you to believe their craziness. So I remember a time where I would just like literally go back and forth. Now this particular person would you know, was going around spreading rumors and lies like a child. And you know, I remember my husband telling me, don't believe that. You know, he told me a year later into our relationship, which is okay, but at the time I'm like, oh, why would you tell me a year later? As a woman, I would want to know immediately, but for what if it's a lie? You know, so he did do the right thing. But me being that I like to handle everything, and I'm not gonna be looking stupid and could it be true, could it not be true? That's what happens when you don't believe and you don't trust. Being that he did tell me, don't believe people, people are going to try to sabotage no matter what, which was true, because everything turned out to be a lie. Now, had I had listened, I wouldn't look stupid because Raul told me. But me being hard-headed, I did things the way I only knew how at the time, was confronting. And that person or that ex that you're dealing with don't need to have your time. Giving them your time is a privilege. I learned, because they're the ones that are jealous of you. So therefore, even if it's something that they made up just to seek attention, whether it's good or bad, they don't care. They'll go beyond all means to make you feel this big, and they're better than you, and there's no one out there like them, and you're not gonna find no better because they were like the bomb. Sorry, that's where I went in the bathroom. But anyways, that's a bitter ex. Now, to deal with a bitter ex, I found my advice would be is just don't deal with them unless they're not coming to you physically, harming you physically. Even your own, you got some crazy nut jobs out there that will actually go to the great lengths of obsessiveness over their ex, and they will do some crazy crap. Now that's different. That's where you call the authorities or you handle it however you decide to. But I'll say paper trail goes a long way. Okay, so my thing is, they, like Raul always told me, don't fall into the trap, because they will really make you believe something that was a lie, and then it got so bad that literally it had to end with him really confronting those two individuals, because it was getting too out of control, too obsessive, too much. So then I was like, oh my God, he is right all this time. So that means all the arguments I could have saved us, all the bull crap I could have saved myself, all the embarrassment really on social media, all the patheticness wasted on that person's or individual could have been saved a long time ago. That's why you gotta know with a bitter ex that whatever they say, whatever they do is not stemming from a right place. It's all hatred, it's all jealousy, animosity, something they need to deal with. So instead, because they're not mature enough to deal with it and let people be happy, or just because they wanted the relationship to continue and they didn't have their way, they're gonna sabotage that relationship with their next partner, far as their ex. So that's exactly what I've been through before, and I wish I would have never gave anyone my time. See, and not because, oh, what do you mean that you think you're better? No, I don't think I'm better. Meaning it's a waste of my energy, it's a waste of my time. It brings in but friction in your relationship. It causes arguments. It leads you to mistrust. It leads you to think so many thoughts that are not even true, and then there you find yourself bickering at your significant other when all along your significant other's been saying, that's not true. I mean, if you have a bond with your significant other where y'all, I mean, like, how you say, y'all can tell each other certain things. Not everything needs to be devoured in a relationship, okay? Far as, I don't want to know what you've done explicitly or what movie y'all went to go watch. No, but something that could come up later on, then yeah, I would like to know, because I will tell him. You know, same thing, and I don't know if y'all have that in your relationship, but I think that's a good thing to have, because you don't want nobody having sign over your head and they say, well, you don't want me to say this and you don't want me to say that. Now again, nothing sexual, explicit, and it shouldn't matter anyways, because that was before you. But what I have a problem is when someone that would literally go out their way to always make it a point, how you say, a topic on any platform or even in person of what they done with your partner. That behavior just screams to me obsessive. You're obsessive and you need help. So some exes are just plain downright nasty. Some are just, you know, just not over you, and it hurts them to see you with someone else, which is fine. Sometimes that is majority of the case. But when you're trying to intervene into that person's relationship, that's when you need to put a stop to things and look at yourself and say, what am I doing? You know, obviously we didn't work out. Why would I want that person. If we did not work together and we split or whatever happened, then let it be. You know, not everything needs closure. Everybody screams, oh, closure. And I used to be one of those, oh, I need closure. No, you don't. Sometimes it's just, you know what, it is what it is, move it along. Because if you keep harping on this closure deal, it's going to look like you're just finding any way possible to maneuver your way in and to make yourself relevant when you don't need to be. Sometimes, in most cases, some men and female take the relationship that they had to heart because they grew a lot of feelings, obviously, for that supposedly ex. But that other person, or the other person could express to them, no, we're just this and we're that and that's it. But they're not hearing that. So therefore, now they're reading more into it than what it is. And when things go left, now it's just like, oh, I'm wifey, or I'm hubby, and she did this with me and she did that with me and he did this. And it's all a facade, because really that person did tell you what it was, but you took it too far. And now you're trying to intervene into their present relationship as if you had relevancy and you didn't. So this is why I say sometimes dealing with a bitter ex is not dealing with them at all, because they're so wrapped up in their facade of a world of lies, of how they was, you know, supposed to be hubby or wifey, or it just plain didn't work out because they're lying to themselves in some cases. Where if I have, I don't know, a friends with benefit or a booty call or just someone there for the moment, then we had a mutual understanding, but all of a sudden you want to catch feelings when I told you or him not to catch feelings. No. You can't be bitter towards my relationship because I already told you. Get what I'm saying, bro? So it's just like, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but no, yeah, right, that's good. You just said that. So also females can be very vicious, and they like to create lies when they're bitter. A bitter little girl, I don't call them women because only little girls do this, but women don't do it. They're ex-happy, or they're jealous because they are happy, or because they didn't just make the cut. So I wish I never gave any energy into a bitter ex. Okay, and the way I figured the way to deal with them is by not dealing with them, because they're full of anger, they're full of lies, and they're gonna try everything in their power to gain any attention, whether it's good attention or bad. Anything that have them, having your attention is good, because you're miserable and they can't stand the fact that you have someone that they wish they could still be with. Either the relationship didn't work out, or someone cheated, or they grew apart. So now they tend to gain hatred, jealousy, obsessed over and the ex's partner. Okay? To the point where they would actually believe their own lies about how relevant they was in a relationship. Now, I'm talking about exes too that been together for a very long time. You know, Lord forbid, and I was to break up, and let's say it was a mutual agreement, I won't be a bitter ex. You know, I don't think I'll be a bitter ex, period, because I am 35 and I don't got the energy for that. But you do got people who are very vindictive and will literally spread rumors, spread lies to get into their ex's new partner mind. And this is where you need to have major trust and major willpower. Now, you can't believe everything a bitter ex says, because they are going to do and say what they want. Now, I'm not talking about no conversation where your partner is still dealing with their ex. That's totally different. I'm talking about when you know that this ex is bitter because whatever the reason may be. Where about you? So, now, I dealt with my little few, and I wish I never did. It just goes to show you the growth, okay? I'm not saying it to bash anybody. I'm not saying it to put anyone on Front Street, nor am I putting any names out there, because it's really not relevant at all, and nor would I even bring any life into that situation. But it's an example that shows you the growth from the young girl that dealt with Raul, as far as me, talking about that young girl when I first started with Raul, to now that I'm older in my 30s. Now, we always had a relationship where, you know, we both told each other certain things. And, you know, a year after, you know, I know some of the people he had dealt with. And it is what it is. I don't care. You know, it's before me the same way he knows I dealt with people before him. You know, but it becomes a nuisance when people just start to spread lies and in hopes of, you know, ripping apart your bond because they're jealous and they want what you have because they didn't make the cut. That's what I'm talking about, you know, and that's where you gotta be very careful, and you need to trust your partner. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say, oh yeah, I was fully trustworthy. Raul knows that my past, where I had a wall up and growth has been made. Not because of him at all, it's me, my personal issue. So I was on edge whenever that's, you know, person, whatever, that bitter ex decided to go ahead and spread lies or do things to just gain my attention in hopes that we will fall apart, you know. And then I should have listened to Raul, and I should have. This is why I say you and your partner has to communicate and have that trust with one another, because, you know, you have to decipher, okay, which one is it going to be? Am I going to trust him or her, or am I going to look like a fool and go back and forth and fight over what? Well, me being naive in a sense where I should have just, believed the things Raul was telling me, but instead my insecurity of my past with the trust issues led me to believe, I don't know. Then I let that bitter ex or exes get into my head, I don't know. And there's women out there just like that, and men out there too, not just women, men too, who go through the same deal. Whatever Raul would tell me, I would say, no, I gotta go do this. And that's the problem here, that we think that we know it all, and we have to seek out closure or confirmation, when really we should believe in our partner, because we know that we all know how bitter exes are. So at that moment, I wasn't looking at that. I really wasn't. And bitter exes are very good for that, because you got your bitter exes, you got your crazy exes that are also bitter but also crazy, and they will do whatever it takes to have you be by yourself. If they can't have you, then they don't want you with nobody, period. So this is where I wish, like I told Raul before, you know what? I wish I would have listened a long time ago, because I look dumb, I look stupid, and it just caused a lot of arguments between him and I that should have never even happened, was never even worth our time, never was even important, and never was even true, you know. So this is where I say you can hurt your own relationship over a bitter ex, because the trust has to be there. And I'm not going to say in the beginning I was all there, again, not him, me. So I did it basically to myself, and I was making him sick of it, with the non-trusting about, oh, you know, but they are saying this and they are saying that. And it's like, I'm going back and forth, and then if they're telling me lies, I'm going to him about it, and then now me and him arguing, and he's going to grow sick. So now that person, that bitter ex, is going to get what they want, which is separation, division between you and your new partner, and you don't want them to have that. So this is why I say you have to have communication, you have to have trust, honesty, transparency, because if not, then you're going to let that devil of an ex intervene into something that they have no business in, and not even worthy even being in, period. So this is why I say growth is very important. Being real with your partner and you to a certain extent. I'm not saying to tell every obstacle, every sexual, no, that's none of their business. Whatever I did sexually, I'm pretty sure Raul does not want to know, you know. In the same way with me, I don't want to know, but I will let him know, hey, I dealt with such and such person, because I don't want nobody in the streets to come up to him and say, oh, Cherise, mama, yeah, I dealt with her. And he's like, wait a minute. You didn't tell me none of this. You see what I mean? So that's how it could cause a lot of drama. I say to deal with a bitter ex is not to deal with them, because there's nothing good going to come out of it. Because all they're going to do is creep up underneath your skin in order to sit there and get under your skin, to have you fight, to have you create chaos in your home, separate your foundation with your mate. And if you can try your best not to go ahead and deal with that person, don't deal with them. Don't. And if you do need to bring the authorities, because sometimes people are just not worth your time, and I'm not going to get myself dirty handed over you, because I could have straight up done some dirt, but I'm not going to do it. For what? I have 4 children, and I'm going to risk my freedom over a bitter ex or exes or whatever the case may be. No. So it's certain. This is why I say you got to pick your battles wisely. You know, and then unfortunately it did lead to Raul end up having to go ahead and take over, because it had gotten that bad. And now that I'm older, I'm like, dang, I should have never even listened. I should have never ever went and did what I did, because exes can do that. Bitter exes can do that. And now guess who looks dumb? Me. Or you, if you're dealing with a bitter ex. Well, I'm not dealing with no bitter ex, let's put it out there, but I'm just saying in general, you know, they will have you looking crazy. So you're worth more than that. Listen, we're all gonna have somebody who will want to be in your relationship, being nosy, saying, oh yeah, he loved me, and da 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 da. And okay, so you're not with him. What does that matter now? What is the relevance of this? What is that going to get that person? Nowhere, because all they want to do is make it known to you they were there. We know you were there, but you're not here no longer. Get over yourself. So when it comes to that, I say dealing with a bitter ex is out of sight, out of mind. Mind over matter. You know, don't let them crawl underneath your skin. They're gonna say everything. Yeah, he wanted to marry me. He wanted to have kids with me. He wanted to. So what happened? Exactly. So I say this goes for men as well, not just women. Men deal with it too, from a baby daddy. And thank God that my oldest son's dad, we didn't have much issues at all. But you know, that's when you put your foot down and you say, nah, not in my relationship. I'm not tolerating that. You know, I don't deal with that. So I feel if you do have a bitter ex that is a baby mama or is a baby dad, I think you should establish a boundary. Don't go out for such and such hour strictly about the kid or concerned about our kid, and you're not going to disrespect my partner. If my my partner shall had happened to disrespect you, let me deal with it, and I will handle it appropriately. Because words are going to get misconstrued, feelings are going to get hurt, and things are going to be like, you know. So that's how I feel. I feel like, you know, in the beginning I wasn't perfect, and the only way to shed light on this is to go by my past experience. And Raul will tell you that I should have believed him, and I should have had more trust in him. Not saying it's his doing what happened with exes. It's not. It was more me, because we are, us women, just be real, we are catty. I'm not gonna have another woman have an upper hand on me. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna confront, and I'm a confronter. Meaning, I could come to you calmly, and I don't need to disrespect you. But what you're not gonna do is be underneath my social medias acting as if we're friends. I don't want to be friends with none of his exes. Could be cordial. You see me? Hey, keep it pushing. But I don't want to be cordial. I mean, I don't want to be buddy, and I'm not doing that with nobody. That was with my man prior to me. Cordial, yes. But no, we're not going to be friends. If you do, like I said, have a baby dad that's bitter with your newer partner, then you need to sit him down and say, listen, I'm not going to tolerate this. I'm not going to tolerate disrespect to him, because he's in the same home. He's helped raising your child, and this is what it is. You were not going to get together. We're not ever going to be back together. And this is what it is. Because once you let that in your relationship, it's not cute to try to get your new partner jealous over a bitter ex, baby daddy, because it's just like, you're going to make him feel less of a man. You're going to make him feel as if, you know, he's not secure in his home, in his spot. And that's not a cool feeling, because us women know how that is, how that will affect our mind as well. And also, be careful who is with. I have people that know my husband's exes, and I don't care, but I'm very vigilant about what I say, what I do, what I let out, because those little tidbits, they can get around to them, and then they will use that as ammunition. This is why you gotta watch your close ones as well. Because, listen, I could go hours and hours with this, but I don't want to go too deep. But I did see this one time on YouTube. Somebody was asking about how to deal with a bitter ex. I just say, don't deal with them at all. I don't care if they say the most rudest thing ever. Don't deal with them. Because you know where it stems from. You know they want to be in your spot, or they're just jealous because they want your significant other back, and there's nothing good is gonna come out of it. Nothing. We just wish them well. We'll pray. Keep your chin up. You walk right by them. I don't have a problem walking into an establishment where, let's say, an ex of mine or an ex of his is in. I don't care. I don't care if, you know, depending on the mood, if I want to deal with anything, because my face says it all, and I have a tendency to just automatically smile, even though people might misinterpret it as being sarcastic, which I'm really not. It's just a thing. I don't know why. But for the most part, I don't entertain it. I don't want to entertain it, and I'm telling you, you shouldn't entertain it. It's beneath you. Don't do it. Don't do it. As long as they're not in your face, saying anything, harming you, let them talk all they want. Block them if you need to on every platform that they seem to follow you on, because it happens, okay? And it's just pathetic, especially if they have a partner already. You know, what is the point? If you're with someone, why are you sitting here still dwelling on your past? Because they haven't healed. So if they haven't healed, then they're gonna try to demolish what you and their ex, but your partner now. You get it? It goes together. They're not healed. They want what you have, which is their ex. they see how well you're being treated, and they know how well that person is and how much of a great man or woman that person is, and they want it back because they either messed up or it didn't work out or they grew apart or they were just young or it was just not it, you know. And that's why I say, just don't say nothing. It's not worth it. It's really not. So far as men are concerned, men, let's not exclude the men out either. Men go through the same thing, and it's up to us women. We have to take charge because that's our man. That's my man. The same way I won't let my child's dad, whatever you want to call him, disrespect my husband. I'm not. Nor will I allow any other talk besides our child. But we don't have to worry about that. Okay? Because he's been his father for, oh my God, years now. Since he was 2. So, anything you want to add in? But, I'm trying to think of something else to add in. So, yes. I must admit, bro was right about everything.
Oh, what?
In the past. He was right. And I had to swallow my pride. And I had to apologize to him. And I had to tell him, I'm so sorry. I should have listened. You're right. Exactly. You know, and that's not who I am. And to entertain and give people my time that are negative is beneath me. And I should have listened to him. He told me, don't do it. People are bored. They got nothing better to do with their lives. You know, and you know, people can misconstrue a lot of things when they're younger. Or a person could just be overly, how you say it? They could just be so into you that they could read more into the relationship than what it was. And then boom. You know? So I just feel like today, Monday, let's not entertain the bitterness, people. Bitter exes. Focus on your relationship now and dismiss them. They're not harming you. They're not stopping your money flow. They're not coming into your face. Let it be. Remember, you're the main one. You're the head of the home. You're the wifey. You're the hubby. You got what they want, and you stretch yourself like a peacock because you are. I believe when people too are put together like this, it's nothing but God, because I feel like Raul and I, we're like, I don't know. Would you say we're like, I don't know. We're both hot-headed, yes. He's more hot-headed than me. But he's like I'm his calm. Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
He's fire and I'm wind. Meaning, oh my God, when he's up and ready to go, and something like he's very protective. And this is what, oh, that's another thing. Since I know how Raul is, okay, I had to watch myself because it could have really got really that bad. This is how bitter exes could really lead to really harmful things that I had to say, wait a minute. Now, is it really, it's getting to a different level to where one of us can either go to jail, let's be honest, or somebody gonna get hurt. And I had to watch myself because knowing how my husband is, I'm not gonna have my man in no jail cell while their man is out. Are you crazy? No. So I had to chill. I said, enough is enough. Dead it, because that other person was not mature enough to dead it. So I had to dead it. Is that too personal? Okay. So, this is what my man means more to me. My family means more to me than to continue this pettiness. To continue, and we're both in our 30s, early 30s. So it was just like, let me pump my brakes because I know how I am. And I know my man is not like most men out here where he gonna run up and he gonna actually do something. He's not no internet thug. He don't have no social media. He don't hide behind no keyboard. He will see you when you see you, and that's it. You're lucky you get words out of him if you don't put hands on first. I'm not promoting violence. I'm just saying how my man is. And it's like, I had to really collect myself and say, you're not worth it. You're irrelevant. You're bitter. You're lucky you got the time of day to even see us together. And it is what it is. That's what I'm saying. Because sometimes we thinking is about, oh, you know, it's I'm going to let them know how it is. They're talking about that bitter ex. But sometimes when we fueling their little pettiness, it can also lead to things that could make us, A, lose our freedom, or somebody gonna get hurt. And this is where I draw the line. And this is why I say don't deal with it. And this is why I had to draw my line, because my family means more to me. Even though everyone's seeing around me what was going on with bitter exes, but I had to say, you know what? Let me chill. Let me stop. Because it's not right. Something happened to my man, I'm going to go crazy. This is my children's father. This is what they know. This is the foundation. And to see him out of a home over someone so irrelevant, I'm not allowing it. While they get to sleep, get it. The exes get to sleep with their partner while our partner is in jail or something. I'm not allowing it. So this is where I say choose your battles wisely. Let the authorities step in if need be. You know, and I'm not losing my integrity, my relationship, my children's father, my everything for who? The past? No. And that's how I feel about bitter exes. You know, they're just bitter exes. You didn't make the cut. Move on. Maybe you guys were better off apart. I'm talking about exes in general now. You know, and it is what it is. Cherish your relationship. Communicate with one another. Trust one another. If you had trust issues like me, learn to build. Yeah, learn to build. Learn to and just keep it 100 with each other. Keep it real with one another. The thing about me is I tell Raul everything, and sometimes I have to learn to shut up because he's like, don't answer them. Don't do this. Don't do that. And he's right. I should have just not, because they wanted my attention, because it's like closer. I feel like having my attention is like a way of them having his attention in a way. May sound weird, I know, but it just felt like that, you know, keeping them relevant. When he would tell me, I don't even know why we even talking about them. They're corny, they're whack, they're this, they're that, they're irrelevant. That's what I'm, and it's true. And sometimes we have to fall on our faces and say, and almost risk our freedom to say, whoa, my back is against the wall, I'm done. Because I could have been someone's cellmate. My man could have been someone's cellmate to two punk individuals that just gonna hide behind a keyboard all day and do subliminals all day and create rumors all day and lies because they're bitter, they're hurt, they haven't dealt with their pain. You know? Alright guys, it's Monday. Enjoy your Monday. Enjoy your fresh work week. And don't let no bitter ex try to deter your relationship. Keep it strong. And remember, a bitter ex is an ex for a reason, honey. You do this. Walk with your head high. Smile. You always want to smile because you're genuine. You're living your life with your mate, your significant other, whomever this may be touching. Don't give in to the devil's play. That's just childish play. Because any grown woman ain't got no time for that. And this is why I said I had to back up. I'm grown enough that I could walk by any of my exes or his exes and say, hi, how you doing? Without feeling an ounce of jealousy. For what? See, the thing is, the exes love to use, oh, I had your man before you had him. You may have had my man before me, but you ain't have the man I got now. He's a whole different man. The man you had was a little boy. Wasn't even a man yet. It was a young man. I got my man. You don't know this side of my man. This side is my man. Same thing with men. You might have had my girl, but you ain't got the woman I have. You don't have that woman that the way she makes me feel, the way he makes me feel type. So all this, the exes feel that they can do, oh, I had your man before you even had him. Granted, you did, but you ain't got the man I got now. You had the old man. This is my man. That's why you after me. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. If their exes is so bothered, that means they see something in you that they say, Dad. Don't get me wrong. His past had complimented me, had said, "Oh, you're one hell of a woman." That don't make me say, "Oh, Dito." No, I know the games. I know how it's played. I know fake and phoniness when I see it. So I'ma smile and keep it pushing. I'ma smile and keep it pushing because you're not gonna get me caught up in your game. You may have had my man. Oh, I'm sorry. The young man, I have my man. I have my man. See this? Where is it? Right here. Forever Raul for a reason. And this is in general, guys. In general. Alright? I have my own fair share. And I'm telling you, don't look dumb. You're too pretty. You're too beautiful. You're too handsome. You're too fly to be dealing with exes and bitter exes at that. Chin up, buttercup. And keep it moving. Alright, guys. Hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. Don't give into the devil's play. And peace, love, and happiness, baby. Don't you love it when females say, "Oh, I had your man before you had him." Wow, you had my man before I had him, that you couldn't even keep him. Give me him. I'll show him what a real woman is. Thank you, boo. Remember, you didn't have my man. You had a young boy. But now I got my man. Okay? Thank you. Sometimes you gotta show these girls what it is, what women do. Sometimes these young men don't know what real men do. They gotta show that young woman, this is what a man is like. Yes, I got me a man. Alright, guys. Until the next video.